keratin proteins make up the hair. They are formed together by polypeptide bonds. They keep the hair together along with salt and disulfide bonds. Now, disulfide bonds and Olaplex work very well together, and I'm going to get into why this is. So there are 3 main reasons why disulfide bonds will break in the hair. When your disulfide bonds are broken, this normally is visible in a few ways. So normally what you notice is the hair is a little bit frizzier. The hair tends to thin a little bit more. Your colour tends to fade a lot more quickly, which it causes that dullness on the hair. And also you tend to find that you've got loads and loads of split ends. Now, there are 3 reasons for this. You have the mechanical reasons, you have the environmental reasons, and you have your chemical reasons. And I'm going to get into what these 3 things mean. So, mechanical, you have things like heat styling. When you're using heat and you're not using heat protection, it damages the hair quite badly. So we need to be making sure we take care of the hair. When you're brushing your hair, if you're going to rip your brush through your hair, I'm sorry, you're going to break the hair. And also wet brushing as well. If you're using the incorrect brush, then that also is going to rip your hair, because your hair is in its natural state when it's wet and it's more elastic. So the more you tug on the hair, the more you're going to break it. And another reason as well is going to bed with wet hair. Again, same reason. You're rolling around, your hair's wet, you're pulling it quite a bit, it's going to break. This is my favourite one, environmental. So a lot of people probably don't quite realise this. A lot of my clients do now, because I have talked about this so much. But you've got things like UV from the sun. The sun damage is probably like the worst one out of all of them. You need to be careful when you're out in the sun. You need to make sure that you're protecting your hair as much as possible. This is not for this video, but you need to make sure that you are protecting your hair as best as possible. You've also got the extreme weather conditions that we have here in the UK. So, the extreme hot and cold temperatures, your hair can't quite understand what's going on. Again, kind of similar reasons to using heat styling tools as well. Anything to do with heat is going to hurt your hair. Pollution. So again, kind of everything that's going on, everything goes into your hair, and there's not a huge amount you can do about it, but again, and also you've got water as well. Again, that's another video, but you've also got metals in the water which damage the hair as well. This is definitely one of my favourite ones. Number 3 is chemicals. So I have done a video on this, which is on my YouTube, which I can link. But basically, you have your chemical services, which you are obviously going to your hairdresser for. This includes things like your lightening services, your blonde work, just your general colour services, perms, relaxers, and even keratin straightening treatments as well. All these things are going to damage the hair. When these things occur, basically this causes protein loss, which isn't great for the hair. What happens when the disulfide bonds break? 2 reactions happen. Number 1, the single sulfur hydrogen component pairs and no reaction takes place and no further damage is occurring. Number 2, single sulfur hydrogen molecule pairs with 3 oxygen molecules. This creates a group and this causes cystic acid. Basically that eats all the protein out of the hair and then there's nothing left. So to keep it simple, basically Olaplex is going to pair the single sulfur faster than the other 3 molecules can, which is going to protect the hair. But to basically put it in a simple possible version, Olaplex is there to protect the hair. It's there to add more bonds back in, to repair the ones that have been broken, and to keep your hair looking and feeling amazing. And I've used this product now for around 3 years and I absolutely love it. It's one of my favourites and I add it into all my services.